guys. We are back with another edition of Focus Friday. Yes, it is Focus Friday. This is episode 2. Before we get into the video, please, if you have not already, welcome to the channel first of all. But if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Let's connect. And again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Focus Friday. I am your host and creator, Mr. Antwan Adams. And today we will be talking about the 4 P's. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the 4 P's. You may be wondering, what are the 4 P's? So throughout my meditation and mindfulness journey, especially along the entrepreneurial journey, I discovered the 4 P's. And it's something that I curated along the way to help me stay sane, but it works. And from connected with other entrepreneurs and definitely my mentors, if it's not even in the concrete method or the 4 P's, the acronym and the system that I developed on my own, in some way, shape, or fashion, they also have 4 P's. So let's get into it. So let's start with the first one. Purpose. Yes, purpose. I personally believe that each of us, you watching this video included, each of us was born with a unique God-given purpose. Now, I believe sometimes along the journey, life kind of may jade us in a way to where we may not know or may be blinded to that purpose in the moment. But I personally believe, just as every other living creature and thing under the sun, the trees, the flowers, plants, the ants, bugs, everything, pollen, bees, everything has a divine purpose, including you. You have a purpose. And I personally, without really concretely being able to articulate it verbally, from a young age, I always knew I had a purpose. And now at 32 years young, I understand why I had to go through certain things, or I survived by the grace of God certain things and certain trials and tribulations. Is because of my unique purpose. With that being said, along the journey, especially along the entrepreneurial journey, as we were discussing last episode, life does not stop, right? So there will be pain, there will be trials, there will be tribulations, there will be setbacks, all of those things, doubts, fears, all of that. But purpose still remains the same. I personally, especially being a knower, I really don't consider myself a believer in Christ, Yeshua, Jesus. I don't believe, I know that he exists to this day. Spirit, that's my spiritual belief. And in that, I realize, and one of the things that one of my spiritual mothers one day told me, that God's earthly journey, Jesus' earthly journey, wasn't easy. He was crucified, literally and figuratively. The mocking, the doubts, the projections, the everything you can imagine. But he had a purpose on this earth, to be an atonement for us to be here today, which is, again, my spiritual knowledge and practice. So with that being said, source. I encourage you all to use meditation as a way to get closer to source. there's something far beyond our human understanding that we are connected to, that still being an individual. I love to break this word down, especially with my clients, because I am a licensed social worker. With my clients, like, I love to break this word down. Individual. Individual, meaning dual, dual, dual. The word dual is in there, meaning two. So we, human, flesh, body, one, two, spirit, inner, individual. So we are connected to a source that's far, far beyond. And I found one of the ways, and it's been, century after century, a practice that has helped us human beings, us individuals, connect with source: meditation. Mindfulness being one of the meditation practices. So I encourage you all to write. If you are unclear about your purpose, write. Talk to God about it. Prayer. Ask Him, what is my assignment? Why did you bring me here? And the more you meditate, the more it will be revealed to you. The more you sit in stillness and commune and speak with Him, the more He'll reveal it to you. And from my individual experience, I've noticed that, as I stated earlier, the more I reflect on certain past events, I realize that, I went through that because God knew it was in His plan that I would become a social worker. And I always wanted to work to some capacity in medicine. My goal, my plan as a youngin' was to become a registered nurse and then become a MD, where I would be a medical examiner and do autopsies all day. But the essence of that is that I wanted to help people. I wanted to be of service of people. It wasn't just about me and the decorum of the acronyms of being labeled a doctor. It was about service to others. Well, as life would have it, along the path, that was my plan, but God revealed to me in very still, subtle ways brain anatomy, psychology, which led me to studying to become a psychologist, what led me to studying to become a social worker, another component of the behavioral health sciences. So now we are here, and what I found is, in your purpose, you'll notice that it's something that kind of feels innate, like something that you do or something that you're passionate about, that's kind of almost in a way second nature to you. Like, for example, I look back now and I realize that meditation was always a part of my life. Me being a Sagittarian man, I grew up, and when I was growing up, and I would have my moments of fury, if you will, my mom would look at me and say, "Shh, Antwan, shh, breathe." And I would still be, going ham. And I realized about a year or two ago, an interaction that my mom was having with one of my nieces or nephews. Could have been one of my nieces, and she was upset, and my mom was telling her, breathe, just breathe. Just breathe. And I had a flashback of my childhood, and I realized, like, wait a minute. This has always been here. Deep breathing, something that if I could, and at some point I will be able to just sit in nature all day and just meditate, chill, write, create, breathe, be at one with nature. Shout out to Tarzan, because growing up I always wanted to be Tarzan. That was one of my biggest inspirations growing up. But nevertheless, I say that to say, in reflection, you'll realize that it's something that has always been there, a skill, a passion that's always been there. And with meditation, it just makes it even more clear what the divine wants you to do, what your calling and your purpose is. And trust that you are equipped. So plan. Once discovering your purpose and having clarity around your purpose, planning. So one of the things that I learned along the way is it's great to plan, but plan with grace and plan without being attached to the outcome. What I mean by that is, if you have goals currently, or if you are meditating on goals or your next move, yes, that's great. I encourage writing it down as well. Writing it down, making it plain. Words are powerful. Quick tip: any goal I've ever had, I realized, even without really understanding the practice that I was doing, I would write it down, be like very clear, vivid detail. This is what I want by this date, and just leave it. In some cases, I would misplace the notebook and later discover it, which I recently did in a recent move a few years ago, and I realized that, wait a minute, everything I put in this book happened. It came to pass. It manifests. And again, I did not even know what these books were. They were packed down in stores. So yes, it's great to plan. I encourage you to do so, but don't become too attached to the outcome. Preparedness, which is the third P. Preparedness. Be prepared for essentially anything. I believe it's Bruce Lee. Please forgive me if it's not, but I believe it's Bruce Lee once said, be like water. And every day it's a quote that I meditate and rehearse in my head. Like Antwan, especially being a social worker, baby, you have to stay grounded and be like water, because every single day, sometimes the moment may change. Something may be different. And in that, some things that we have no control over, along with our goals and ambitions. Like, it's great to have your purpose and be clear about your purpose and set clear intentions and plan, but also understand that, which is why I believe it's good to have a foundation with Source, with the Most High, with God, is because there will be trials, and sometimes in that you may think that, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Let me just give up. Let me just throw in the towel. But rest assured, if there is trials and tribulations and a little bit resistance, that's the path you're supposed to be on. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Like, it's your path. Trust it. Trust that you're going to be okay. Things are going to be taken care of. It's going to work out. Like, all of the setbacks, the trials, and the resistance is a part of the plan, okay? Again, which is why I encourage having a real, sincere, authentic, transparent relationship with Source, with the Most High, because He already know everything about us, literally. Like, I look at God as my omnipotent parent. Like, just as my earthly parents want the best for me, my mama wanted the best for me. There were certain things that she did I didn't understand, especially growing up. Now that I get, there were certain things she did for my protection I didn't understand. Now at 32, I understand more. And God is just that way. Like, there will be some things that are done that it's like, okay, God, like, you ain't say this was a part of the plan, or like, what is this? But rest assured, if He's guiding you, you're in safe hands. And I'm witness to that. Like, oh my gosh, I can be here for days. But that's something that I know that keep God with you. You know, keep that foundation, that solid foundation. Start your day talking with him, meditating, because even throughout the day stuff comes up, but we have to learn, again, as stated in the last episode, to control those things that sometimes are sent and may arise that clearly are just tests to test our patience and our persistence and our peace. So in your planning, first plan and pray and ask God if it's in his will. And again, if you know your purpose, you'll know this is something that he's sent me here to do. And come what may, God, I know that you're with me and I'm holding your hand. It's us in this thing together, and you will get there. You will see your vision manifest, your goals manifest. But from my belief and my knowledge and my experience, it's not done without God. Like, you know, without God, in my experience, it's been chaos. With him, it's been peace and seamlessness. Yes, there's been trials. Hence losing my baby sister, something that I'm still working through, but I'm here. So let me be proof that he'll keep you along the journey. What it come what may, he'll keep you according to his purpose and according to yours. Lastly, people. People. I mentioned this on last episode, the importance of having a network and mentors who are really devoted and, again, honest, transparent in what they do in their service to others. But the flip side of that, people can also sometimes, if we are not careful and mindful, can deter us, distract us, project fears onto us, can sometimes invalidate or make us feel like what God told us and what we know intuitively to be true about our purpose and the walk that we're on and what we're meant to fulfill. Sometimes, if we're not careful, people can sort of, in what I think is sometimes unintentional, but sometimes, not being naive, it is intentional. Some people genuinely don't want to see you succeed for whatever reasons. That's not your burden to carry. That's them. You have to, again, stay focused. No pun intended, but stay focused, you know, and be mindful of that last P, people. Be mindful of the company you keep, if you will. Be mindful of who you're sharing your dreams and your aspirations with. Be mindful of that. You know, may it be people that are supportive and are loving and are nurturing. And from my experience and my belief is God will send people in your life for your divine mission and purpose. We just have to, again, don't be too attached to people. Shout out to Miss Alicia B, as she once told me, keep your expectations low and your acceptance high. Accept people for who they are, where they're at. We have no control over the actions of others, the opinions of others, the thoughts of others, how they perceive us. We can't control that. You know, that's their stuff. You just have to accept people for who they are, where they are, and what they are. And then you make the conscious decision. Is this something, or excuse me, is this someone that I want a part of my tribe? Is this someone that I want a part of my community? Is this person helping me or hindering me? Is this person helping me or hurting me in any sort of way, which to me is a non-negotiable on every level. You should have people, especially if, you know, they are part of your circle or your tribe or your community or your network, that support you, that love you, that tell you the truth, but not from a place of ego to make you feel fearful, but that genuinely love and support you. So in closing on this Focus Friday, I hope you all have an amazing Friday. Remember those 4 P's. Please meditate, breathe. Again, one of the things I want to do here, with especially for Focus Friday, is connect with you all. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, content creator, podcaster, please leave and tag your business, your platform in the comments. I want to connect with you. I want to follow. I want to support you, your products, your brand. And until next time, I love you all. Stay encouraged, stay in peace, and I will see you on next Friday, Lord's willing. Peace.